Guys, it's a bit of an emotional one.
Oh.
Why was the math book so sad?
The math book so sad.
I don't know why.
It had a lot of problems, guys.
Dude.
I dig it.
My
I
mom's
dig
gonna
it.
love that one.
All the answers were in the back, though. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, do they still do that?
They always have like every other one in the back, and the teachers always assign you the ones that aren't there, basically.
Doesn't that stop
It's
after?
like they'd have like the even answers, and the teachers would assign you the odds. Shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Wow.
that way you could do the evens and check, see if you know what you're doing. Yeah. Math.
Wow.
You were the guy that like always put it down, just to answer like, "Oh, my work, it's in my head. It's fine."
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah. That's kind of me. Sometimes it was in my head. Sometimes it was the guy next to
You're
me.
sure.
Sometimes
Stick
there's the
it
guy
to it.
next to me.
You're not gonna let it go.
Yeah. Math is not my forte.
Anything but credible?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Anything But Credible podcast, aka the ABC Pod, aka the Well Rested Pod. Hope you guys all had a good break. It has been 2 weeks, aka too long. It's great, feels great to be back in the studio, back at it again, and we figured, why not come back with a special guest? We'll get to him in a second. Let's go around first. As per usual, to my left, Griff, aka the Unk. What's up, Griff?
Hello, friends. How are we?
To my right, Kill. Okay, what's up, Keith?
That wasn't creepy. What?
Sound like hello, Clarice.
Whoa.
Hannibal.
Eat you guys.
No.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Eat your livers with fava bean. I don't know. What does he say?
The hell is wrong with
He
you?
does say something like that. Yeah. Keith, what's up, man?
Oh, not much. Life's lit. Too lit to quit.
That's what's up. Didn't step on you this week.
Consistency.
And coming back from the break, we decided to bring back with us the official ABC Pod Squatch Correspondent, Helle. Flo, good to have you back, man. What's up?
Oh, not much. Finally feel better after the bachelor party.
Oh yeah,
The classic 4-day hangover.
Ooh.
You know,
longer than that.
it was one of those where I think I actually got sick afterwards.
Oh, yeah. That'll happen.
I feel a little congested right now. It might be allergies.
I think it's allergies because I got a
Knowing
little
you,
bit
it might
too.
be in your head though.
Yeah, it's true. It could be
Just
all
get a
mental.
big blanket, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sweat.
Better wrap up.
We're not to that level yet, but
Actually did sweat this one out on like Wednesday night. It was-
Really?
See?
I think I detoxed.
see,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's,
dude,
that's probably what that
probably.
was. That's
So-
I've been there.
Get the shakes out.
So
It's not great.
for everybody listening, what Joe's referencing is Keith and I and Flo were all in the Lake of the Ozarks this past weekend for a bachelor party. Shout out to Dixon, our buddy Dixon. And that's why we wanted to have him on, have Flo back on, because we were in some squatchy territory. And last time we had him on, which I think we decided before the show, that was back in special episode 80, Joe helped us play Heads Up. I think it was 80, right? Did we,
Yeah,
did we
it was,
say that? Yeah?
it was 80. It was a pretty close matchup. I remember.
Yeah, we ended up winning, right?
It
We
was-
we edged
it
them.
was-
It came down to the final question.
None of these things happened.
And I think we like won
Me
in
and Keith
overtime.
just destroyed these people.
Brewers like, yeah, it was
We
gold-
made-
it was
we made
golden
them
goal. We
fools.
won.
It was ugly, but
I mean, they were already fools.
I
but
highly suggest
we shined a
everyone
light on
listening
it for the world to see.
to go back and check that episode out first. And if you want to check out a little bit of background on Flo, we've had him on. Man, this 4 or 5 maybe. I don't know.
5 or 6.
5,
yeah.
6,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lunchtimes. He's
Definitely
been on a
one
lot.
guest.
Yeah. Wow.
Celebrity guest.
Yeah. What up? So go back and check those out. But we figured on 80 we were talking because after that episode he was leaving to go to Texas for the week, and so he's been to Texas. And he's been with the Ozarks with us. So we were like, let's come back and we'll chat about, little squatchy talk for a second.
Squatch talk.
Yeah,
Squatch
Squatch
talk.
Totally.
Before we get to the Squatch
Squashy
talk,
time.
before we get to the Squatch talk, guys, I do want to ask you, Keith and Griff, it's been 2 weeks. We had the off week last week. Before we get to Joe and a little bit of Squatch talk, I'd like to just ask you guys, like, one, how are you guys doing? Two, anything, hot topics, anything that you need to get off your chest? Like, what's going on with you guys? I feel like, Keith, I saw you last weekend, but Griff, it's been
It feels like a lifetime.
I know, man. What's
Feels
going on
like
with you guys?
a lifetime. Not too much. One weird thing going on around town.
Uh-oh.
AIDS?
Not AIDS. Not this time.
Okay.
Not this time.
I don't know, man.
First thing that came to his head.
Bicycles, actually, not AIDS.
Oh yeah.
There are bikes everywhere in St. Louis now.
Yeah.
Why is this?
That like you can get
Oh.
you can get an app And you,
There's actually two companies.
No.
they're just like
There's a lime green company and like a yellow company.
the lime green ones, are the ones I see everywhere. And yeah, like they're right in front of Pappy's, just like a shit ton of them.
They're at the top of my block, and I was like, oh, someone left some bikes out. Nope.
There's actually a stand up there?
No, they stand alone, so like you don't lock them up or anything.
You don't put them into a thing?
They're just on it. There's a GPS. They'll find them.
No
and
way.
Then your app will show you where they are, and if you use them, it charges you by the hour.
Yeah, I think it's cheap, like $1 an hour or something like that.
No, it's even less than that. Yeah, it's something crazy. Like
I had a story later on for that. But
it's really cheap.
That's pretty cool.
We're actually super, super late to this, though. You know, like
Our
this
city
whole
is?
Oh, like our city?
Yeah,
our
just
city's
as
super
a
late.
We always are to these
man.
type of.
Well,
I know,
because-
Keith. I figured when this got brought up,
St.
you
Louis
would
can't
not
have nice
like it.
things.
You
Keith,
would
there's
not
gonna
like
be people
it.
on bikes everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
My kind of people everywhere.
Should I tell a story now about what I heard about the bikes already?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a
Wait.
So
Do we know what the company's name is, Griff? One
One
them
is Lime Green, right?
No, it's
It's
Lime
like-
Bike or something.
I think you're right. Like line, and then like the other one is
Cycle or
Sounds
something.
right.
Dumb.
blue something or something.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I don't know.
It's something to do with color.
They start yelling at you too if you're on them and like you don't have the app. Because I was just at Walgreens before I came, and there was like two little kids.
Yeah. How do they know
They're
somebody?
like,
They're like
like-
10 or 11, and they're like fucking around on them. And I think the thing said something about like alerting the police or something.
I was gonna say, how did they know? Because that's the thing is, like, I did want to say for Joe before your story, like, so in Colorado they had these
Kids
things
did,
everywhere,
okay.
right? But the thing was they all had
They're like
bike
the little
locks.
terminals
Well, it was just like a little. It was like a community. Like you had to lock it up somewhere.
at a certain spot. See, these like
and like something like their app would give you like a code or something to
well,
unlock
this is like
it.
the same thing as the code, but like a little lock just goes around the back wheel, so you can't pedal it.
Okay.
And then the lock unlatches, and then you can go.
Oh, so I was
Okay.
wondering, like what Griff was saying. What
So you
I
can
guess that's
still
what-
move it though, just not.
You can
super,
you can pick
super easily,
pick it up and walk with
you
it.
can't
but
like ride it.
why would
Yeah.
you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why couldn't
well,
you just get bolt cutters and
Because
cut
it,
the
but
lock?
it also has a GPS.
It's-
It also
It's
has
like hidden underneath, and they're like super cheap bikes.
Yeah.
This is not a fancy bike, guys.
No, it's
They
also.
know people are gonna fuck.
I bet it
with
has a GPS in it.
Okay,
And the
good.
amount of work it's going to take
Good.
you to do all this is probably not worth the
So,
bike.
anyways,
You're such a hater.
I think this debuted this
Like
Monday,
2 days ago
Tuesday.
or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I already heard the report this morning that so when you open the app, it shows you the dot where your closest bike is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are already dots in the Mississippi River.
Wow.
People are throwing
Yes.
them off the bridges.
My people.
Wow.
My people.
Wow.
Can't have
St.
anything
Louis
nice.
people. That's just so.
Keith is so salty
I
about
think
that.
That's
the
so
typical.
the app came out and said that it's just a malfunction, but I know the
I don't-
people
oh,
who
yeah.
live
This is
with
why we
their
can't.
bikes to the bottom of the
This is why we
Mississippi.
can't have nice things,
Yes.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
This is
why.
perfect.
No,
Shout out to those
This
people
is-
throwing them in the
You're
Mississippi.
nuts. This is a great idea.
It is a great idea.
We're
No,
gonna
it's a
see,
terrible
Keith's
idea.
truck
I think
full of them.
I think it's a,
Just trucking over the river.
I think it's a great idea for the city. I bet biking under the influence tickets are like go through the roof.
You know what?
That shouldn't even be a real thing.
No,
Yeah,
that
it's-
should not
it's-
be a
wait,
real.
It
hold
shouldn't.
on.
It certainly
Is that-
shouldn't. Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a DUI. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
my
think you can
God.
get a DUI.
It should definitely be like a lower grade offense than like driving a car. Like
Should be
maybe
a
a little
misdemeanor.
bit because like
It should be a
Misdemeanor.
misdemeanor.
yeah, you can
for
hurt
sure.
yourself or hurt like one other person.
Yeah.
you
You're
can't
not
like
plowing
but
through
you're
a
not
bunch of
killing
people.
anybody.
Unless you got like a really sick
You're
bunny
like
hop.
what?
You might be
15 miles an
Like,
hour.
Yeah.
whiplash.
Yeah, you can probably go like 25 miles per hour if you're pedaling your dick off.
You're also not going to really fuck up a car
no,
that bad.
that would be you fucking yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, everybody,
But
get
it's
out there and
gonna-
ride these bikes.
No, absolutely not.
But it's
Stay
a-
off bikes. Stay off streets on bikes.
Yeah, mental.
All the
notes
streets
myself.
that have the bike lane now, just stay in the bike lane.
Don't get me started on the fucking bike.
They're
lanes.
everywhere, homie.
I know. And they're impeding the flow of traffic.
Actually saw
Hey, man,
a guy
I ride mine
riding
on
a bike with
sidewalks.
a steer that
Sometimes
said
people
too
give me
lit.
dirty looks for doing
What?
that.
What'd you say,
You
Joe?
can't
I
win.
just saw a guy
I'm a
on the bike.
sidewalk.
He had a bumper sticker that said "Life is lit."
Wow.
Lies.
Look at him.
Lies.
We'll try to find one for you, Keith,
I thought you copyrighted
by
it.
the 19th.
I tried.
You need to.
Bike is
I'm
lit.
trying to.
Bike
Life's
is
lit.
Bike life is lit.
Oh,
Oh,
if I can
no.
find a very tiny one of those for my bike, I'll get
We
that.
need to get
Just
Keith some
Keith.
Little personalized license plate.
Yeah.
We need to get Key like just hashtag bike life. We need to get him some.
No.
Keith,
You do that? Oh.
Dad, come biking with me, homie. It's exhilarating.
Yeah, that's fine if you're in a park. Stay off the goddamn street.
I do.
You know what?
I do sit
You know
in the
what?
park for.
I pay so many taxes to drive my car on the street. You just go buy a bike, think you're fucking Lance Armstrong, and you can just own a lane
Oh, 'cause
of
there's-
traffic.
Bikes were
that
here.
pisses me off.
Oh, I didn't,
Bikes
I
were
didn't
here
realize
first.
bikes were tax free.
Well, they're not paying for the fucking road like me.
There's taxes, so technically
And
they're paying a
they
little bit.
are. Yes, they actually are.
Oh,
And they're paying a sales tax. Where's that sales tax going? That ain't going to his fucking streets. You know what?
To some extent, I'm sure it is. Actually,
know what? No.
Some percentage is.
I'll fucking allow it. Okay, whatever.
next,
But,
next week, let's see stats, bud.
And bikes
Stay-
were here first.
yeah, I don't give a shit.
That
You know what? Man
means-
came
that
up
means
with a
nothing-
much better way to transport themselves. And guess what? We have cars.
Man.
just boo.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
angry about
Just
this.
I know you
Not
are.
happy.
Just boo your
I'm
take.
gonna.
Don't
not
let it
happy.
ruin your day.
It's not going to ruin my day. I might ruin somebody else's day.
I got something.
It's not going to ruin mine.
Go bike St. Louis.
How about
don't let
this,
this
Keith?
guy. Don't let this.
You got anything
this
that
Grinch,
anything to say
bike
that will cheer
Grinch.
you up, Keith? Anything that over the past 2 weeks, anything that can cheer you up?
Well, I mean, besides life's lit,
Yeah.
that's the most unlit thing I've ever heard of. By the way,
Okay.
you need to extinguish that. Other than that, dude, I'm doing great.
How about this? How about one? I have one topic that might cheer you guys up. Actually, it might not, but I'm sure you guys have seen. We've talked about this off air, but Heinz passed the 500,000 retweets on Twitter in order to bring Mayo Chup to the U.S. It's coming. It's happening.
Don't need that.
Mayo Chup will be in stores. What are you guys' feelings about this?
America's had enough.
Is it just a mix of mayo and ketchup?
It is
Yeah,
in one bottle.
when's my mustard and ketchup
We
coming?
don't-
Because that is great on
That
fries.
combination, I don't think that combination they're making it.
But it's
seem
on
like
every table, so like you can make it happen.
Yeah.
They put mayonnaise on every table.
No,
No.
ketchup and
Mm.
mustard are on every table.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying. Apparently, I mean, I didn't. I was late to the ketchup and mayo party. I mean, I
Oh,
didn't know that
really?
was a combination.
Oh, that's
but,
a thing.
I mean, I'm not a big mayonnaise guy in the first place, but I never heard of mayonnaise and ketchup. I don't know if that's
On,
maybe
I
on a
think
that's-
burger
that's-
all day.
that's
I'm,
like
I'm,
a-
I'm in with the mayo chip.
That's on like
Okay.
fast food places like Secret Sauce and
Yeah.
I'm
What
definitely
it-
over that over the ketchup slices.
Thousand Island is basically, isn't it, mayonnaise, ketchup, and like relish?
No idea.
I have no idea.
I thought it was just 1,000 little islands tucked into a bottle.
It's
Nice.
that too, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you just blend them.
That's
up.
the authentic
Yeah.
recipe, but that's hard to come by these days. Hard to get 1,000
Running out of
tiny
islands.
Yeah. Goddamn global warming. Taking all of our 1,000
Well,
islands.
we're going to have to learn how to mine the islands.
Gonna have to. We're gonna have to get some dredging to get those 1,000 islands back.
You know,
Maybe we can frack them.
We, I
the other thing.
think we want
I-
to dredge.
I
We
have-
want to dredge the 1,000 islands.
I have two other topics I want to bring up. The first one I'll get out the way because I know you guys. I was thinking about this a couple weeks last week actually, and I know you guys aren't going to really like it too much. But I was thinking, in my head, I'm thinking.
If you just play basketball.
No.
The world.
I'm
would
thinking,
be a better
what
place.
benefits in the lives that we live? What would benefit? What would be the pros and cons of being left-handed? I started thinking. Well, obviously, since I'm a left-handed person, I feel like it's just being just better all around. But
If you could
I started thinking.
throw a
Aren't there, like,
baseball at 80 miles
scholarships
an hour.
coming out
Well,
of high
I was
school?
wondering I wanted to ask you guys this, all three of you. What can you do well with your offhand?
Nothing.
Me?
Not one thing. Not one.
No, I can cut. I can do like some stuff at work.
Like with a knife
Yeah,
work. You're
yeah, I
saying?
can do
Okay.
knife
I mean,
work.
I don't think I could cut with my right hand.
Not
That'd be
as
bad.
well as with my right, but decently.
but
I
like
can-
some
It's-
solid
It's
movement.
gotten
though.
better than
Okay.
it once was.
I
What
can club things really well with my left hand. That's about it.
You can? What do you mean by
I
like a
feel like I
hammer?
can't
I feel like you could when that
Like
Not as well.
hit something really hard with my left hand. That's about it.
in an accurate position though.
No, not
No,
at all.
okay.
It's going to be inaccurate.
Oh,
and I'm just
so
gonna
you're not-
start wailing.
I've tried to use a hammer in my left hand. It does not go well.
No.
no
it
way,
doesn't
dude.
work.
No.
Have you ever tried to
Left
hold?
hand's
So
stupid
then,
as
when you're
shit.
hammering with your offhand, are you holding the nail with your? Because that's my part is holding something with my offhand. You know, it makes it tough. What about you? Can you do anything well with your left hand?
I really only hold things for me to
You guys are
while
making-
I'm working. I work with my hands, so the left hand is not doing much. Not many tools go in the left hand.
I can
Okay.
sig. I can sig well.
I
Oh,
yep,
okay.
yep, yep.
I think I can hold
Wow,
Peter.
you
and
guys
sig
are
well.
sounding really bad right
And
now.
I can text
Okay.
really well with my left thumb. Really well.
I can look at my watch. very
just
well with my
what?
left
What
hand.
if it's just
Probably better than
one-handed
my right.
texting?
One-handed
I know something I can do with my
texting.
left hand.
What?
Guitar Hero for me, but
Not the real guitar, though, right?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
we just-
One,
Guitar Hero.
one
let's just
song.
clear
Wow.
that up for our
You
listeners.
guys are. It's getting. You guys are sounding worse and worse. Literally.
So yeah,
By
pretty
the
much
second.
useless.
Oh, yeah, I can text well with my left hand.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I can
one-
text pretty good. I think.
I don't know if that's
Not
even,
as
that's
good.
not a good
Not-
thing either.
Definitely not as good, actually. No.
Man.
I mean, I'm quick.
I like to think that I can do a decent amount.
I can type like.
I'd say you're more ambidextrous, really.
Yeah, I only do
half.
I only do a few things really left-handed, honestly. So that I'm kind of a bad example.
You know, it's one thing.
I'll tell you right now. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I know you can't shoot
I can't
basketball.
throw. I can somewhat shoot a basketball, but I can't like throw. I can't throw a baseball or football or anything.
yeah.
I can't throw
It's
with
sad.
my overhand. No way. With my left hand, no way.
The one thing everybody probably can do, oddly enough, is just typing. Your left hand probably types just on a computer.
Well, you think,
you probably types just as well as you're right.
You're right though, Griff. With the typing, I mean, I feel like that's just become a custom to everybody.
That's a both hand.
And you're probably forced to at some point. You probably took a class or something where they made you do the.
But I want to know something. You just left-handed. You just only use your left hand. Your right hand is like sitting by your side.
Yeah.
Nada.
That is tough.
Yeah.
Driving. I drive with my left hand.
Yeah. Well,
driving. I think you guys have talked about that before. Like
I definitely
left to right hand drivers.
Yeah, definitely.
That is a weird thing too. It's like when it comes to driving, it doesn't even seem to be like there isn't an all. I mean, have you ever heard someone like, "Oh, I don't drive with my left hand"?
No, especially
when it comes to driving.
If you drive a stick at any point, you
have to.
Better be able to steer with your left hand.
You know, I want to ask a left-handed person: do they drive with their left foot?
No.
That would be so difficult, right?
No,
That's
because
weird.
I actually
the
think
car's not.
They would instantly fail you if you did that. If you're crossing feet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also, that's
no
why they
doubt.
say a lot of things in the world. It's actually a much more dangerous world for left-handed people because everything's built for right-handed people.
Yeah.
Don't they die younger
So-
because of that?
Yeah. Like on average, they do because they'll have accidents of all different. Most power tools and stuff like that are built. Even just in the most tiny, subtle ways, they're just built for right-handed people. So
I mean, I'll tell you
left-handed
what.
people are more
My whole life,
accident-prone.
I grew up writing in notebooks with a spiral.
I always felt bad
bounding
for you.
on the left hand. That's a real killer right there.
Yeah.
Especially
that's
if you,
a life changer, man.
Especially if you use like the ball point and you drag your hand.
Ink everywhere.
You might as well just throw it away.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Not
Oh,
only
the
in your
ink-
hand, but then you don't
ink
know
all
it's on your
right
hand, and then you wipe it on your shirt on accident. 'cause
Oh.
you're like
I
doing
used to
something.
get that with my right hand all the time. Somehow, when I write with a pen, I think I'd drag it. And
The line above, you mean?
I guess
okay.
that's what would get me.
You have those big man hands.
Yeah, they are monsters.
The other thing that popped in my head too, and I think you guys can
Wanna put
relate to
my
this,
hands on.
being in St.
What are
Louis.
these things?
Luckily here in St. Louis, we have we're known for having great tap water, right? Like we're one of the highest cities for good tap water.
We still talking about left hands?
No. I'm moving on.
I'm messing with you.
My question to you guys is this, because this conversation actually came up last week. There's some people out there that, like, if we drink a lot of tap water, if we have water, we drink tap water out the tap, right? Obviously. Do you guys have to have, some people out there that I've talked to have to have like ice or some way to make the water cold? Like are you guys tap waters that just drink the water straight into a cup you're drinking, or does it have to be cold? Does it have to be some
I
kind of
prefer ice. I used to be weird and like hate ice in my water. I used to like my water like room temperature almost.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
I
drink my water all the time like that now, but I think it's just because I'm too lazy to.
I like it ice. I need some ice in it for sure. It kind of depends though too.
I have a cup of water in front of me right now with no ice in it, just straight tap water.
Yeah, see, that's how I roll too.
And it is great.
If you're on that like Sunday struggle shit though,
You need
if
it cold.
you're hungover.
It also depends on what time of year it
Nice.
is, though, too.
Sure.
Like if it's
Freezing cold
summertime
water.
and you go to pour a glass of water, and like the pipes in the house are all hot.
That's true.
Yeah.
And unless you let it run, but that's just wasting a lot of water.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot water. I'm not
That's a good
drinking
point.
And on a hot
That's a good
day,
point.
cold water, like icy water, is
Yeah.
so damn good.
Sure. That makes sense.
But like right now, when it's like still chilly outside, you pour that glass of water, it's just right. I don't need ice.
I prefer my water room temperature. Same with like sports drinks like Gatorade, Powerade.
Really?
No,
I can do
yeah.
those. I can do
Sticky.
those.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Gatorade's got to be cold. You're on crack.
Yeah, dude.
No,
No, I can
Any-
do those room temperature.
Yeah, you can pound Gatorade at room temp. It's great.
I feel like anything that's flavored, I need it to be cold. Like that's the whole thing about the water is it doesn't need to be super cold because it's not necessarily
think that's-
flavored.
I actually
That's
went to
why I
this.
like it cold.
I went to a Mexican restaurant on Wednesday, and it was pretty authentic. Even so that like when they brought us water, there was no ice in the water. It was
Is
like
that's a thing.
that's an American thing. They're like when
Well,
it's cold. When it's cold outside, they're like, well, you don't. It's cold outside, so why do you want your water freezing
okay.
cold?
Huh.
So they just bring you tap water.
I see.
Huh.
But then in summertime, they'll give you ice. And like, but like I got a margarita that still had plenty of ice in it, but water stayed.
Okay.
I always thought that was just an American thing when you're in Mexico because you're not supposed to drink tap water, so you're supposed to get no ice.
And I think it's in like in
I see.
Europe too.
Okay.
Like
I
they
can see
don't
that
use
too.
ice in the wintertime. They think it's like really weird that we use ice in the
Huh.
winter.
and I thought
It's
it was
true.
always
I can
hot
see
down
that,
there too.
Random
Yeah.
fact.
Hey, Flo Helle, what's
Surprised Tim didn't know that
He's
one.
shooting close to like 80% or something.
I think I calculated mine was 86.5.
No, you're not,
Wow, higher
you're not
than
there. Wow. I'm still the highest in the league. Get out of here.
My last topic before we get on to some Squatch talk. Guys, let's see.
Oh god.
This
build-up though.
I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. When's the are you guys, let me start by asking this. Are any of you big gum chewers?
Yes.
I myself am a
Not for real.
gum
No.
chewer. No?
No,
Okay,
I
this might
enjoy
not really
rank
work
breath.
for you guys. Maybe it does. Okay, well, Joe, you're a gum
I mean,
chewer.
I've chewed gum
When you
before.
guys, I hope that you have.
and walked at the same time.
When it
hard.
comes to gum, when is the last time that you bought a pack of bubblegum flavored gum?
Who buys that? That's gross.
See, that's what I'm getting at.
Couple years.
Is that weird?
I mean,
I've done it in
kinda
the last
weird,
couple
right?
of years,
Like, that's
but
kinda
not
weird.
often. Yeah.
if I'm buying gum, it better
It's
end
mint.
in something mint.
Yeah.
The only bubblegum flavor I get is the tape. Bubblegum tape.
When is the last
You've never
time you
bought
got-
a roll of
That is
bubblegum
marketed
tape.
for
I
8-year-olds.
I bet if we go to my room, there's it's still in there probably.
You
Okay.
telling me like this year?
Is it right next to your big league chew?
He doesn't buy the big
No.
league chew, idiot. He only buys the tape.
He's probably got those packs. What is those old
Tape.
the zebra gum?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
You probably got all that shit.
No.
Oh yeah, you do. What's like? Where can you even buy that? Like gum tape?
That's
That's everywhere still.
I'm like with Griff though. I don't think that's supposed to catch your attention.
But that sour apple bubblegum tape.
Oh, I've had that.
That's heat. You don't remember that as a kid?
I
The
was
green
eating
apple,
Griff,
sour apple.
Oh, is it not still a thing?
I'm sure it's still a
No,
thing.
I just
I
haven't
just
seen
Just no one buys it.
children.
Well,
Children.
Joe
buy it.
Helle.
It's still popping in the
I'm gonna say
concession stands.
That's the only original bubblegum flavor that's
Yeah.
What he's
You're right. It is concession stands
That's
everywhere. Like
they're still selling out.
Yeah.
That's,
grade school.
that's where
sports
Joe's
games
getting
everywhere.
it. Don't ask too many questions. For some
No.
reason, Joe goes to a lot of.
Wow.
that's what he's handing out. He's handing it out of his van.
I do not like that one.
Don't ask too many questions about that.
He said right here.
Wow.
And you bring that bullshit towards me?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happened.
Let's just circle around the table. I like
Joe
it.
in
Keep it
his
going.
van just handing out bubble tape.
If I'm coming back on this podcast,
There's no Sasquatches around here, Joe. What are you doing? Get out of the bushes.
I'm on the hunt.
Whoa, he's on the hunt.
Oh, okay. What I was getting to is shout out to Chris if you're listening. But for Easter I got a bunch of like a lot of bubblegum flavored gum, and I've been chewing it. It's been cool because I was thinking to myself.
Double bubble?
No, I think it was like Trident or something. But
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the last time that I know for a fact that I've never bought an actual bubblegum flavored gum. Like I don't think ever the history of my life ever. But it was a nice switch up because I'm always doing some kind of mint, or every once in a while I'll get like a watermelon or something crazy, But I was thinking, I wonder like if we did put into spreadsheet some kind of sales report of all the different types of gum in the U.S. or flavors that are bought, like where do you think bubblegum flavored gum would land? Would it even be top 10?
I bet you it's higher than you
Probably,
It probably is
children
really high.
are
I bet
children
outside-
are a giant market
Outside of the U.S., it's huge. I don't know.
There's probably a lot of people eating like that
We're still
lame
in
at like
US
double bubble.
But I
People
bet
are
like
so spoiled.
Orbit's probably like number one. I think Orbit or one of those.
They don't. Do they even make bubble gum? Does Orbit make
They
bubble gum?
actually do have bubblegum
Yeah.
flavor, but it's not like real.
Because I mean,
bubblegum.
like, so another big one is Five.
I don't
right?
know if you can
Does
really
Five
blow
make
bubbles
bubble
Yeah,
gum?
do you know how it feels to chew 5 gum?
Do they make bubble gum?
I don't know. I just want to
think
get
they
paid in Trident layers.
do. Wow, those were pretty solid.
Those were really good, actually.
Yeah.
I know that you're referring to the commercial,
Yeah, I am.
but
Yeah.
they're actually solid. Okay, well, I don't know. That's just something that crossed my mind because I'm thinking to myself, I know for a fact I've never bought bubble gum, but you've never also been
I've
like,
bought bubblegum.
when was the
Yeah,
last
I've
time also
definitely
that you've
bought
asked
bubblegum.
somebody like, oh, Griff pulls out his pack of gum. The number one thing is somebody says, hey, let me get a piece of that. When was that person chewing bubble gum? I can't remember somebody that I know personally that was
and
chewing.
nobody asked for a piece of bubblegum because you don't have like an excuse for that. If like someone pulls out a piece of mint, it's like, dude, my breath stinks. Let me get a piece of that. If it's bubblegum, it's like,
Yeah, that's the reason.
true.
this
that's the
is
reason
just
we chew gum.
just candy.
Yeah,
this doesn't help
just,
you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's for blowing bubbles.
Mhm. That's it.
That's true.
That's why it's called bubble gum.
Oh, is that why they call it that?
Yeah, here
Oh,
I'm here to explain things. To
Mind
people.
blown.
Mind blown. Okay, guys, that's
Good
all I
to
got.
know.
Any other before we get into Joe and the Squatch talk? You guys got anything else off the top of your head? Nothing.
Nada.
All right, Joe. So what we want to talk about, man, Flo Helle, we're back. Okay, so we want to talk about not only the Ozarks. I mean, we all know the Ozarks are squatchy, but first let's start off with Texas, man. We're in Texas, and I kind of want to I don't know if you can rate it or whatnot, but where exactly we're in Texas and how squatchy we talking? Squatchy at all?
It was pretty squatchy. So I think I told you guys I was going to
I didn't know
Amarillo.
Texas got squatchy.
I thought I was going like North Texas, where it was just kind of similar to here, where cow pastures, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I was right on the eastern border, which is almost Louisiana.
Oh,
so it was
swamp.
It was swamp squatches.
Oh,
and I was walking around going
swamps.
Oh yeah, because you were feeding alligators and shit. Weren't you?
Yeah, I went to the gator farm and I was trying to get info from the gators. Like, yo, you guys see any squatches around here?
You can talk to gators?
Yeah, it's like
I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have known.
He's a Squatch hunter, man. He's got these abilities.
Sorry, I apologize.
I fed him some hot dogs.
Are you supposed to track squatches if you can't talk to the local wildlife? Come on. Jesus Christ, think before you talk.
Go ahead, Joe.
So I was talking to the locals like I always do.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Give us that report.
hitting the streets 100%.
Yeah. Screech are talking. Let's go.
As much as I can. They're not called Sasquatches down there. They are
Journalism.
the skunk ape.
Oh.
Or also known as the swamp cabbage man.
Wow.
Swamp ape.
I want an explanation on why the cabbage man.
Cabbage man, that's kind of dope, actually. Don't fuck with that cabbage man.
We can start calling you the cabbage man if you want us to.
That'd be cool.
All right.
But yeah.
It's better than skunk ape. Jesus.
That's better than skunk ape.
I'll
It
give
is.
it better than skunk
That
ape.
was some hate. That was a hater that made that one up. Like
I don't know. I kind of like skunk ape.
You
I
like
don't
it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It seems like a funny name.
Sounds like some anti-society biker gang.
We're
That's
not
what you
for
call
sure.
it.
The skunk apes.
And this is skunk. And this is skunk ape.
Yeah, and like a
Skunk ape over
C-list movie, maybe.
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
I'm prospect.
Absolutely, a C-list movie.
How, and we don't know. I mean, you would think that in the swamps, maybe the
St.
squatches
Louis
would
chapter
stink,
of the skunk apes.
but we don't know if squatches stink, though.
Maybe
I mean,
when they're
If they're in swamps all the time, they got to.
They got to
they're
stink.
thick
that's
fur.
true. That's
Just
true.
thick-
Gets wet and
Ooh.
it gets some moss on
Mad
it. It looks like
with
cabbage.
decaying swamp material.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. It does. It kind of would look like cabbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd probably make you hungry.
Not if it smelled like a skunk.
Well,
but
yeah.
it'd be like, I wonder if
don't know.
is cabbage grown anywhere down there? In the south?
I don't know where they grow cabbage.
No idea.
Who grows cabbage?
I was thinking of this.
It's got to be a Midwest thing.
No
right?
idea.
Cabbage?
If anybody can get back
They're
to
not
us,
growing that down
anybody
south,
listening
right?
right now, let us know
Where fertile land is.
where does cabbage come from?
So, Joe, how did you find this out about the skunk ape and the cabbage man? I've heard of skunk ape, but I honestly never.
Oh,
heard
you
of the
have
cabbage man.
heard of that?
Yeah,
I think
they
I've
did
heard that name.
I think they did on the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bigfoot
that's-
show.
Must have missed
I
that
mean, that's
episode.
first day shit.
Wow, dude, supposed to be the expert around here. No, but for real though, like, are we just going off of cabbage because that's what they look like when they're wet? Or
You want me to explain?
no,
that-
I just what are your thoughts?
That's I think they just they stay low in the water. Maybe just like maybe like the reed. They breathe underwater through like the straw.
Oh,
Oh.
wow,
Super sneaky.
Yeah,
But when they do come out to
To
Bigfoot,
hunt.
they'll probably throwing rocks at trees and stuff like that.
yeah.
Communicate.
course.
Yeah.
Screaming
They're,
randomly, doing what they do.
Always towards the bank. There's moss and stuff like that. And they just walk right through it.
It makes sense. It really does.
It's kind of like 1 out of every 5 Scooby Doo episodes.
Ah, okay.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting it.
Would you shoot him?
You would shoot them.
You chewed him. What about?
Don't shoot them.
Do we think that squatches eat,
Okay.
Alligators?
I don't know what that means, but don't do it.
Well, that'd be a good battle.
dude? In the swamp, they got what are they feeding off in the swamps?
Not at all.
Alligators,
Yeah. I was gonna
crocs.
say
Squatch
crocs.
has that hands down.
Crocs? No.
No,
American alligator.
Just
Yeah.
just alligators.
Okay.
But
Crocs are only in like Africa and
The Nile.
Okay.
They're in Egypt. you
they're
know.
in denial.
Lake Placid.
wow.
not-
again,
I'm not-
They're
once
like
again,
Placid.
wow.
Or was that a giant alligator? Because that was in America.
I think it was a croc.
Placid was
Croc.
not. I don't know.
Because alligators don't
That
get
was
that
a
big.
crocodile.
That's just not
Placid was
factually based movie.
wasn't it in a Great Lake?
No, it was a lake called Lake Placid.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Wow.
Not one of the greats.
In the movie,
I've never seen the movie.
spoiler alert,
Whoa.
that title is ironic because it wasn't a very placid lake.
Thanks, Tim.
Oh god.
Okay.
Here to explain things to people.
So anyway, Joe. So how overall, if you could give a rating 1 to 10 squatchiness, where you've been so far in your journeys in this thing we call life. How squatchy we talking?
Solid 7, hard 7.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty squatchy.
Okay, well then I gotta bounce it to the next station, which was where we were last weekend down at the Ozarks, right off of one of the main channels, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was so we were right at the strip.
Yeah, so we're at the strip. So where we wasn't necessarily squatchy.
It was a little more overpopulated.
Yeah, but we know that the overall Ozarks, the hilly Ozarks,
That's the squatchy area.
is yeah. I mean, if
like,
you get out
last
there,
time we were down there, we were on the smaller side. I guess the west or south side. That's the squatchy side.
Yeah,
we were on the northeast side, and it's a little more touristy.
Yeah.
I don't think squatches fuck with that too much.
No, because where we were basically up the street was like all condos and apartments and stuff.
A lot of bars around us.
Yeah. So definitely not. I probably wouldn't even put it on the squatchy scale.
I am a little. It's low. Yeah. I'm a little disappointed though. I wanted my my right hand man to do some squatch calls with me.
We did not do it. Yeah, we didn't even get to that point.
They might have been far away, but they could have still thrown one or two back at us.
Yeah, and that's true.
Tree knocks can cover multiple miles.
Yeah, and it's going over that lake.
It bounced off the water, right?
It bounced off the water.
Dude. It was super quiet.
It was.
Yeah, why didn't we end it? Because we were talking to Kevin about doing that. We never actually did that. Or
I think it was like 7 or 8 in the afternoon or the night. We were talking about doing it. And that's a little before my time where I'm primed up to squatch call. I gotta wait until like not at least 10 or 11. Then I'm good to go. Get the low riser out. Get them going.
Yeah.
The Mississippi Howler, I believe.
Yeah, that's one for sure. I heard a few different names this week. So, man, where we were not necessarily high on the squatch scale, but Ozarks overall, you just gotta imagine that's prime time. It's gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
It's about as squatchy as it gets.
There were deer in our driveway one morning, so
that is true.
They could try and lure the squatches in. Nice tasty deer.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, they might, if there's a lot of deer on the strip, might see a squatch around the strip.
Are we sure the squatch eat deer?
We're pretty positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
90,
I mean, they eat a lot.
95%.
They eat a lot of
deer carcasses, and don't tell me coyotes.
So things die. It's a recurring theme of mine.
Gotta look at the bite pattern.
Yeah,
what you're looking for.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. Come on, dude.
Okay.
They eat a fucking deer like us eating fucking ribs, man. They just
Like me going to
pick
some
that shit
chicken
clean.
wings.
Oh, yeah.
Very deadly.
Okay, well, listen. Squatchy scale, pretty high for Texas, though. Actually, you said on the eastern border?
Yeah.
So
like
you're
right next to
touching
Louisiana.
All right, that makes sense. So this week,
Skunk
one of the new
strong
reports
down there.
from Flo, swamp squatch this week.
The
I like
cabbage
that.
man.
I think
The cabbage man, yes.
Not to be confused with the Cabbage Patch style. It's very different.
Is it though? Because they could have the same type
I'm
of
so
hair.
glad you're here to explain this.
Explain
I just don't want
difference.
That
anybody
was
to get
100%
confused
needed.
and see an 8-foot hairy man in the woods and think that that's a good toy for my child.
Explain the
It's not.
difference. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I think we've outlived the Squatch talk. Let's move on, Joe. We appreciate the report as always. Any new trips in the future that we know about?
Actually, I don't know what it is about coming on this podcast, but leaving Monday morning.
No way. Where are you going?
Chicago.
There's
so
no-
not gonna be very squatchy.
That is not going to be squatchy.
No, not at all.
Well, unless you go up by the way out and by like they have like what's the lake?
Lake Michigan?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that wouldn't be. That's still city. That's like still
Yeah,
metropolis.
you'd have to
pretty
get out
pretty
of the,
populated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get out
that's
of the area.
not really that.
There's a lot of cities up there. I think as soon as it starts to slow down, another one picks up.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
if you go north, it's like Minneapolis, like not that 100 miles away, 200 miles. So, yeah.
Sounds right.
Well, either way, maybe we'll give you on a
Geography.
call. We'll just check in just to see. Who knows? Maybe you go to one sec. Maybe there's a small section. You never know, man. Especially if they.
First ever city squatch.
As I'm saying, man, you never know.
What if I just saw a squatch and I'd like a suit?
So you going?
It's possible.
You going to work too?
Yeah. I mean, listen. If they mastered a technique like we talked about in the swamps with like breathing out of like a
they could
straw
be
or
anywhere.
something,
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
It's the best way to do it.
All right. Well, we'll check back in with you after
There's
that. Man.
squatches among us.
Could be. Very well.
I'm
All right.
actually a squatch.
More things to worry about.
Exactly. Add it to the list. All right, let's get on to the theory of the week. Before we do that, let's take a quick second and hear from our buddies at the Offended Podcast who were just on last week, episode 86. Be sure to check them out. for that last episode and the few episodes before that. I don't even know the numbers, but Todd's been on a few times from the Offended Pod. But listen to what they have to say. They'll tell you how to get a hold of their podcast, and then we'll be right back. Dive right into the theory of the week.
Tricky, come on. You know Mr. Brightside is the best killer song.
No, it's not, dude. No, it's... Oh, crap. Dude, we're live. We're live.
What?
We're live. Water. Hey, it's Tricky and Stoutsy from the Offended Podcast, produced by PWP Nation.
We're basically the Seinfeld of podcast.
And just because we are produced by a professional wrestling site doesn't mean we are a professional wrestling show. Recorded in the glorious Cockpit Studios, we are actually a show about anything, and sometimes just friends drinking and discussing life, pop culture, and sports, but with no filter.
Anything goes on Offended, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts under the PWP Nation Network, along with other great PWP Nation produced shows.
And if you like our show, head on over to prowrestlingtees.com/offended-podcast to buy our shirt. Support us, eh?
And you can follow Offended on Instagram at OffendedPod, and us on Twitter. You can follow Tricky at Trick1042, and myself, Stoutsy, at J_Stout09.
And thank you for listening. By the way, Jim, all these things I've done is the best killer song.
Erroneous! On all accounts.
Okay, we're back. It is time for the theory of the week. Killer K bringing in the good stuff. Keith, what do you have for us this week? Hit us with it, man.
Okay, boys. We're going to talk about Project Blue Beam.
Oh, Blue Beam. I kind of like that.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
Is it like,
It's not.
Oh,
is that the thing that came right after the DVD, but never really took off?
Blu-ray.
Okay, so
yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
It's like Laserdisc.
Blue Beam is a project developed by NASA to start a new age religion with an Antichrist character that is brought about by a technologically simulated second coming.
What?
This sounds deep.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Okay, so the project has 4 steps.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
4-phase project?
Yes.
Okay. give me a second.
Step number 1, the breakdown of archaeological knowledge. This will be accomplished by faking earthquakes in certain areas of the earth.
Faking.
Yes.
How in the hell
Yes.
do you do that?
It's impressive. Bro.
Are you about to tell me?
He's about to-
Sorry.
he's about to-
No, I'm not going to tell you. It's,
Like, do they fake
I'm
them,
pretty sure
or
that's
they-
common knowledge.
Do they
It's
fake them, or do
faking
they
earthquakes?
make them happen?
Yeah, Joe. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess they can make them happen, but they're actually not like
not
natural.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it actually has to happen. People aren't gonna lie like, oh yeah, there was an earthquake. There wasn't though.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So they made them. They have an earthquake machine
There were
Yeah,
earthquakes.
exactly.
They just not naturally occurring
controlled from the
earthquakes.
arch.
Yes.
Boom,
That's where it
you
all
got
starts. That's where it all starts.
So, after these fake disasters, fake earthquakes, all this, fake discoveries will be made at these locations that will break down fundamental religious doctrines.
Wow. Wow.
Specifically targeting Christianity
Mm.
and Islam.
Mm.
That's how they're going to break it.
Okay.
Okay. Step 2 of 4.
Yeah, right. I got you. No.
Step 2 involves a laser show.
Wait, step 1 was the
Like-
earthquakes and the archaeological finds?
Well, that's how they are going to break down archaeological knowledge. That's
Gotcha.
how they're going to destroy it
Okay,
with these
with fake
fake
earthquakes.
discoveries.
Hold
Okay,
on.
this is
okay.
very
So like
detailed
things
plan.
are going to become unearthed by fake earthquakes.
Okay, they're going to fake the earthquakes, and then they're going to have fake discoveries
Yeah.
after the earthquake.
Okay.
Right.
That is going to just...
For example,
It's going to shake some
Earthquake.
fake stuff loose.
earthquake in Egypt, dinosaur bones next to the pyramids.
See, Joe's catching on. He's
Yeah,
really quick.
well, it could be
quick
that.
learner.
Okay,
That's
so
exactly it.
they're going to make fake discoveries at these sites after they stage the earthquakes. I guess I should say stage,
Okay.
not fake.
Okay,
I'm gonna get,
Earthquakes.
I don't know if
We're
the
on-
earthquakes
we're on there
are
with you.
necessary.
We're on there with you.
But okay.
It's just
Okay.
cool. It's a cool way to
It
go
is.
about it.
It's a good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, how else are you going to go about it?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess you can't just have a massive wave of random archaeological finds. People would get
Exactly.
suspicious.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
why?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
trickle
have
in.
something to
If
fake
it
yeah.
happened because of earthquakes, people are like, oh.
Oh, okay.
Makes
Well,
sense. Yeah, sure.
I've seen shit like this in a movie.
Yeah.
This could happen.
It happened.
Okay, so step number 2, like I said, involves a laser show.
Like a Pink Floyd concert.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Sick.
but on a different level. Okay, so
I don't know. Have you
lasers
seen they go pretty crazy.
lasers are going to be projected all over the earth. The the projections will take shapes of all sorts of people, and
Holograms.
There's going to be laser people walking around now.
that's the whole thing.
So we're going to have
It's-
lizard people, Sasquatch people, and laser people.
Lots of stuff.
Well,
Griff.
Okay,
Posers, man.
it's going to be
Posers.
these projections of people, and they're all going to speak all different languages. And then at the end of this laser show, all the lights will merge, and that will be the second coming. And that's going to be the face and everything of the Antichrist.
Wow.
Okay.
So-
Well,
He's gonna be
the new world leader.
He's going to be made of lasers.
He's going to be projected in lasers.
Projected, Griff, not
Yeah.
made.
So he's like he's an artificial intelligence who's projecting himself via lasers.
Griff, will you let the man explain?
Kind of, I guess. No.
I'm thinking-
He's on the right path.
Oh, okay.
It's
I thought you were going more. I thought
no. I don't know
on
if it's
2 out of 4.
I don't know if it's AI, because I still think this is like, I guess AI would be like created by man, but this is all supposed to be
Being controlled by a human,
NASA.
by human intelligence.
yeah. Okay, so step 3 will involve extremely low frequency that will project into every person's head, and each individual human's God will speak to them.
Wow.
So
Where we all have different gods. This is very
in our own
deep.
mind. So like maybe say you're atheist, like
Trying to remember what religion this reminds me of.
a Dawkins character will speak to you, or something along those lines.
Well, if
Whatever you
I'm atheist, I think just
think.
silence, just aching.
Well,
Sorry.
Could be. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, God doesn't believe in atheism.
Boom.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's step 3. So we're gonna all
like
have
that
these
one.
transmissions into our minds.
That's my
and-
favorite one so far.
And they're gonna speak to us.
NASA's part with the government, so they can just hit that chip that's already in us.
right?
That's
Exactly.
that's the easiest step
But
so
like,
far.
how cool would it be though if So we're talking about low tones. We're talking about like subtonic, subtonic, semitones,
Subsonic? Yeah.
subsonic,
Yeah.
subtonic. Whatever.
Things below our hearing.
Yeah.
What if though? It just came in. It was just like fucking 808s hitting like Migos was just
Like that's your god.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
And just like heard some awesome
Raindrop.
fucking bass line.
Drop top.
You just see a bunch of people nodding their heads like, oh,
Dope.
yes.
Guys, my god's Migos.
Migos.
Okay. So step 4. This is the really funny part. Step 4 has 3 parts.
Wow. NASA's so cool.
I don't
They're
know.
so smart.
I don't know if these people know.
Classic NASA move.
Seriously.
Over-engineered.
Yeah.
Once you think you can figure out the 4 steps, or like, don't know, there's 3 steps in that one step.
It's really like 6 steps.
This is like the word problem that you got. You know, like when
As a
there's like
child,
one
yeah.
question left on the math test, but it's like 7 questions.
Yep. Yep.
I don't
For
like
sure.
it. Go on.
Okay. So step 4. They're gonna make humanity think an alien invasion is about to occur.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. And okay. Second part of step 4.
4A or 4B.
Yeah, 4B is making Christians think the rapture is about to happen.
Okay, they're hitting this from all angles
Well, I
right
feel
now.
like there's
They
rapture for
are
all.
hitting like every possible.
I love this.
This is like a theory, multi-layered cake.
I love this.
Yeah.
theories.
There's a
on
lot.
theories.
Yeah.
Hit me with 4C.
4C, a mixture of electronic and supernatural forces flowing through cables and devices.
Oh.
That's going to be done by implanting chips in all of these devices that are pretty much already
Yeah,
there.
they're there.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
We're
they're-
surrounded
I got
by
my,
stuff like
I got
that.
my hand
Yeah.
on one right now.
Right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Wow.
And goddamn, my god, who would really speak to me, Elon Musk, is out there trying to make internet satellites now.
Yeah, I saw that.
There'll be no refuge.
Okay, so
4D?
no, there was only 3 steps.
Oh, 3 steps. Yeah.
3
sorry,
steps, yeah.
kept going.
So, boys, that's Project Bluebeam. NASA's
So I'm sure we all have a
attempt
few
to,
questions here, right?
Yeah,
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
that's NASA's attempt to usher in a new world order
Okay,
under
New World
the
Order.
guise
Or
of an antichrist figure.
Can I- I was
Yeah,
gonna
are they-
say-
And also, a lot of people relate this to speeches given by Reagan, George the First Bush, speaking of things like the only thing that will unite the human race on Earth would be an alien invasion.
Yeah, I've heard.
So supposedly this was set up in the 80s and wasn't put into, I guess, executions attempts until the 90s. So yeah, this is happening now, guys.
Go
ahead. I was gonna say I was gonna ask like a super overarching question. Is this whole thing is the idea behind this is that NASA is creating a new world order by tricking everyone?
By tricking everyone to think it's
in multiple ways that you've outlined, but it's just a trick show.
In 4 steps, and part 4 has 3 layers.
So possibly 7.
Okay,
go ahead.
I have a couple points, I guess. So this is like a biblical prophecy coming true in a sad way, though?
No. It's not a biblical prophecy. This is they're going to make it look like that for certain people on this earth.
But you said
to destroy
you
religion.
brought up an actual antichrist, right? Is it not a real antichrist? It's just supposed to seem like one.
It's supposed to seem like one to certain.
They're tricking.
Okay.
Yeah, each group of people they're tricking in different ways, to reach, like we were saying, a different angle to get Joe.
Whichever
they might get
appeases your religious or spiritual point of view.
It's a lot of research.
I mean, that's why I kind of like this, because it's kind of like they definitely. It seems like one of those things where they had a meeting and outlined. Okay, what about Christians? Okay, let's do this. Check. What about non-Christians, but also people that are like halfway, like, you know what I mean, like 8, and they just went down the checklist.
Those Buddhists are gonna be tough to get.
All that metadata that they're picking up from social media.
Zuckerberg.
That's what
Zuckerberg.
Not you again.
You talking about Zuckerberg?
So yeah, a good point. He's made it. I think that dude might be made. I think that dude might be made of lasers. I don't know.
Shit.
Joe, you had questions. What do you got over there, man? Didn't you have some?
I was thinking, what is so NASA's overtaking this project. They want the New World Order. So they're going to be top dog after this all happens?
Yeah, they're going to be like a ruling government?
I don't know.
How does that...
They just want to run the world?
Is Buzz Aldrin going to be
No. I think
NASA's still part of the government, right?
Yeah.
Well, that we know.
Kind of.
Well,
they're less
funded by the government, but they still take the orders. They take away the money
well,
they're going to take away.
It's changed recently, but I can't.
They're taking their orders from the New World Order. So isn't
the world order right now like the U.S. government anyways?
No.
Illuminati? Who is it?
I mean, other people have say, but the UN pretty much is the New World Order.
Yeah,
kind of.
It's us.
Yeah,
it's us. So this doesn't make sense to me. We're kicking the old power out, which is us, to replace by the new power.
No. It's not nation states. It's one world government. That's what they're trying to usher in.
This is just a power play move to take over the whole world.
It's a consolidation of power.
I should have known. Laser beam. It's a Dr. Evil plot.
No doubt.
Sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I guess the rulers of the New World Order are over NASA, and NASA's just the one with the technology and everything.
NASA's the way that they can accomplish their goals.
Yeah. Boom. Tim's got it.
Tim's got it. Makes perfect sense in my mind now.
Yeah,
it does.
I have a hard time. The only hard time that I'm dealing with, like, I really like the whole covering different angles thing, but I'm having a hard time dealing with the laser beam face.
Laser beam face is rough, but it really does explain Mark Zuckerberg. It's like the only.
Why are you mispronouncing his name like that?
How are you supposed to say
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg?
No, you like throwing an N in there or something.
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
Why are you saying it like that?
I don't know. I'm saying it wrong apparently.
Oh, you're not trying to make a joke.
Nope.
Name's Zuckerberg, dude.
Still shooting 85.
How do you say it?
Zuckerberg. There's no N.
Zuckerberg. Whatever. Screw him.
Wait, say it on, Griff. Say it again.
Zuckerberg. That's what I was saying the whole time.
Okay.
What are you talking about, dude?
Zuckerberg.
I don't know. I thought that was in there.
So I think the laser show is going to be more like holograms, like the Tupac hologram, stuff like that.
Is that just for the people that really don't believe any of the bullshit? Like, then they visually see something, they're like, oh my God.
Those are pretty believable. Like, I went to a concert with one.
You did?
Yeah.
With one. Like you were like hanging out with them?
You were like on a date with like
the hologram?
AI laser? Oh shit.
It was on stage, guys.
It was pretty believable.
Okay.
Yeah. And like,
you gotta explain these things.
I was halfway through and you guys jump all over me. Fucks. But yeah, and I think half and half people didn't realize that I don't know who it was supposed to be, but they're like, oh, I didn't know she was here. She was singing tonight. Like,
She's
that was a laser face.
It's not her.
So they're going to project these images across the world.
The more I think about it, the more I tried throwing out like, what about this? What about that? But then I'm thinking, well, what that just is playing off the people that believe this but don't necessarily believe that, and it's like that. Then that's how they're touching, little Billy over there who doesn't believe a goddamn thing. He's gonna believe a laser face when he sees it. You know what I mean? And on top of
Don't
that,
be stupid, little
even
Billy.
if let's say this, even if you don't believe the laser face.
Here's the
They're
big
gonna
one.
throw the sonic boom into your head that's gonna speak to you on some shit. Like what? How are you gonna deny voices in your own head?
That one's rough.
Yeah.
That one's real
rough.
deal.
Psychiatrist.
And we've already heard the stories about what was it, Cubo, or whatever, like the sound machine that people.
Oh
were
yeah,
hearing shit.
that's some weird shit.
So there's already things like that. I'm just saying, if you don't believe, but who's gonna doubt their own
You're
head?
missing one big thing that's really gonna. I don't know how they're gonna pull this one off.
Ooh.
But if they pull this one off, I'll be like, shit, some shit's going down. The rapture. If they get like half of or like whatever,
All they have to do is
20% to half of the human population to disappear off the earth, body and all, I'll be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's
Oh
weird.
yeah,
They really-
forgot about that part.
they really-
of rapture
they
where
really
people
put
get
that
a
in.
Yeah.
ascend,
Yeah.
right?
Rapture just means that people just,
Yeah,
Or
it's like this is the end.
it's the ascension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People-
it's the, that is you ascend.
Yeah.
or
heaven.
maybe
Yeah, about that
it's all just a laser show. You're around
But
a
what
bunch
happens?
of people at a concert, then all of a sudden, boom, the lasers go
Whoa.
off. Those people
So
just
you're saying-
disappear.
I think the only way you can make this work is if
I like it.
You know
I
what I
like
is
mean?
it.
if a
Yeah.
large portion of the people are already lasers and have been.
Oh, it's scary to think about, Tim.
That's
But
the only way
yes.
to make this work. And so
just
I
thinking-
think
I'm thinking right now,
you two are lasers.
what are the chances that this whole theory spawned from a group of 5 to 10 people that took way too much Molly at a really turned up EDM concert?
Dude, we need to get lasers in this theory. I don't know.
Like, what are the chances that he just saw his buddy was just lasered out and he was just drugged out of his mind? Was like, whoa.
To be fair,
wait
most
a
of
second.
these theories.
No,
are
this-
coming from
This was
drug-addled.
Oh, this is
minds.
old school. You were saying
Well,
70s, 80s.
Yeah, this was popularized by a French Canadian.
How long ago?
I forgot his name.
his love for lasers suggests like 80s, 90s. Not totally
Yeah.
seeing where the technology was
Well,
going, but
No,
Early house.
convinced that
No,
lasers.
it could be early house, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was an older gentleman, and then another guy that also championed this one was an ex-general
I don't know.
in the army, I think.
So maybe replace Molly with acid
Yeah.
and
MK
so
Ultra
you go.
testing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Yeah, something.
So the one theory is the thing that like governments would use a false flag alien attack as a way to unify populations, and like that I've heard brought up in multiple
Yeah.
places. And you
Plus-
said that there have been speeches about it and stuff, so maybe I heard it there.
I also
But-
think you're forgetting the archaeological
Oh, right, that'd be
aspect too, because no, there was alien technology here long ago.
Mm.
Yeah, this sounds-
you know what I mean?
Right, right.
this is a well thought out theory.
It is very
I'll say,
well,
because
very well thought out.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what you'd have to do, I guess, to pull off some weird
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to
You'd have
cover
to-
every angle.
You have to create a
Yeah.
whole picture of how this is happening from every angle.
Yeah,
And I
definitely
guess
one of the deeper multi-step
Yeah,
ones.
Yeah.
I mean, this is impressive. And I'm not surprised that I haven't come across not like any piece of it. I feel like, I mean, maybe some pieces.
Why do you think you
Wow.
haven't came across it, Nick?
Because you're talking to laser people
Well,
right
it's all
now.
Across.
it's one giant plan, man. I feel like it's all gonna execute at one time, right? Like that's like
Well,
It's not
the
being
culmination of
executed
it.
right now.
The culmination of it will all come at one time. But yeah, I think right now it's being executed because
Yeah.
I think Keith and Joe are lasers.
you guys are
There's
lasers. We
definitely
don't.
some laser people around.
And
us.
we've
Yeah,
talked
might be.
about if dinosaurs were real in
You're
the
a
first
laser.
place. So that the air quotes findings.
Yeah, that could
Yeah.
be.
that could just be the dinosaur fossils could be the start
You know,
of the whole.
the
Faking-
execution
I talked about how
of
the-
Project Bluebeam.
I talked about how
Yeah.
the devil hid dinosaur bones before, right? I think that
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Griff?
I've talked about how the devil just hid dinosaur
Yes.
bones, right, to
Yeah.
trick us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's just kind of part of this. But the devil is NASA, obviously.
It's also-
it's the Antichrist that they're trying to usher in.
Right. It's all
Yeah.
connected. So like the Bible wasn't totally wrong.
Does it mean something that we're talking about a lot of lasers and EDM music? This actually is just me, but weird that this all happened when Avicii passed away today.
I didn't know Avicii passed away.
Oh,
today.
breaking news.
Spoiler.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Didn't know that.
Not to bring it down on Debbie
I don't know
Downer.
if that's a spoiler.
Check Twitter. It's not a spoiler, but it's just kind of a weird.
I'm not sure if this is an
Coinkydink.
episode of a television show.
I just think you have lasers and EDM on
It's
your
really
mind.
Griff. He's really caught up on the laser thing, and he keeps putting it into my
Just the
head.
idea that there's just going to be a laser antichrist is very strange to me. But
No, it's just a projection. God damn, man.
See,
The
he's-
Antichrist is not coming.
It's not- they're
It's just a
tricking you.
projection.
They're tricking you.
They're
Griff.
tricking you.
I think they already got him. He's
With a-
already
Yeah,
in.
no shit.
with a laser. Okay.
Griff, you know what it is? Griff, I feel like thinks that he's just so beyond that he would just never fall for a laser trick. And
Yeah.
he's like,
I would try to
never did
shake
that.
the laser antichrist's hand and be like, "Oh, you're a beam of light." This ain't working.
Jeez.
I was picturing more of like just a face in the sky, not like someone
I'm
human size.
Pretty sure that's what they were going for.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
think-
so like
I
a
think
giant
he's
face
sort
in
of
the
like-
We're doing
sky.
like a
like-
Rick and Morty, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Show
like
me
it's
what
not
you
like
got.
it's not like like walking through a field or anything.
Yeah. But this guy is also going to speak every language
at
on
once.
Earth.
Not
No,
once.
it's going to be.
He's just shitting on you now. He's just
Yeah.
shitting. All right.
Yeah.
Before
That's
before he
shitty
gets
grit.
too crazy, let's go around as we always do and get
No, it's like some Tower
percentages.
of Babel stuff. Like we're gonna have a unified language again.
Yeah, that's what they're going for.
That'd be dope.
That actually would be
Little
kinda
bit-
great.
No,
It would
they
be
actually
nice.
talked about that
They're-
in this theory.
Well, they're coming up with the technology to do that shit. They have those earpieces.
It's
That's
like
true,
it's like instantaneous now,
man.
which is wild.
cray cray.
Yeah.
Any more questions before we get into the percentages?
I'm sure I could think of some more. But no.
All right. Well, now it's time to
I'm
give you
done with
the light
laser
of day.
questions.
Keith, you brought this to
How
us.
do lasers work?
Start
you
off the
explain?
percentages, man. Where you at on this?
I am at
You've been going really high recently. Just
No.
saying.
man,
What?
93%, man.
Wow.
Giving it an A.
We're really
93%.
high.
Yeah.
End times are being ushered in. By
Do we
a
have any
laser
kind
beam?
of
It's
estimate?
not the actual end times.
Do we have any kind of estimate on when this full force is supposed to come about?
It's happening now.
I mean, I know it's happening now, but like all angles, or it's just like it's a growing, gradual process.
It's a gradual
Ah.
process, is what I'm guessing.
Be on the lookout for earthquakes and archaeological
Yeah.
finds. When those two
There's
things
been a
start coinciding.
lot of earthquakes
Lasers.
happening in Mexico City lately.
if you
So, yeah,
hear,
and they keep
An
warning
area-
about more and more
Yep.
earthquakes coming.
Yeah.
So
An area rich in archaeological.
exactly
finds
with
history.
true.
Mhm.
a rich culture of ancient people.
Tenachalon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, with these earthquakes, it
I don't
breaks
think
up
that's
a
how you say that.
Sasquatch layer.
There might be.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It might be. Yeah.
So I'm going 93%
Wow.
because this is happening. We're a part of this.
okay,
We're gonna
I hear
have
you.
to fight the power.
I hear you. I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna step up here, Keith. Man, I feel like this would be one that I'd usually go pretty high on, but I feel like I'm a little bit lower than usual.
You don't seem
At
as
the same
amped
time-
as usual.
Well, I just feel like every time I start thinking about a different way of questioning it, it feels like they got that angle covered. And actually, that now that I'm speaking out loud, it's bringing it back up 95%. As Keith said, it's already happening. It's only going to continue to happen. And we already know, number one, there's a lot of theories surrounding NASA as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we've already talked about fucking dinosaur air quote findings. We've talked about not necessarily earthquakes, but we've talked about weird volcanoes, really
Yeah.
or fake doing stuff. We've talked about religious question marks, right? And I'm all about, like, I'm telling you right now, the game changer, you guys, I'm really would be the subsonic tone in your head telling you to do shit. I'm telling you, that's a game changer.
that would be a game changer.
If they deploy that, just game.
We're
yeah,
done.
a lot of people are in trouble. Then.
All right, 95%. Where you at, Griff?
All right. So this one's
Taking his time.
you know me.
All
Gotta be analytical about this. So the whole theory that like the New World Order is going to use all this as some plot to consolidate power, 2%. The idea that some government, though, some government at some point, if they haven't already done it, will use alien false flags attacks to consolidate their own power in their country and take better control. Institute martial law. That will happen if it hasn't happened
Okay.
yet. I don't think like the United States will do it, but some little jank ass country will do it.
Jank ass.
Jank ass.
North Korea or something with that. Yeah, non-scrupulous regime. We'll pull some shit like that. So 2% / 100%.
What? What? Did we just get 100% out of 10?
2%/100%.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I love it.
Everybody's going high.
Joe, where you
All right,
at?
so I was jumping full in on this at the beginning, but kind of brought it back. I think if the world power wanted to take over, there's easier ways to do that. Besides, if they want to do it, I think the only benefit here is a unified.
Well, it would
people.
be a peaceful takeover.
Rapture doesn't sound so peaceful to me.
You know how many
No, no,
people
no.
are going to go
They're
jump off something high?
Faking the rapture.
But they
just to
make
get people to believe.
I mean,
So
but to fake it,
it will be peaceful.
Suicide rates are going to
it's
go
just like,
fucking nuts.
This is just
I
like
mean, yeah.
what's the guy that he did the radio? He did the fake radio alien invasion and like people went
H.G.
crazy.
They
Well,
also said that was a
So-
test for Project Bluebeam. They
Oh.
said that was a test.
Wow.
That's
So-
pretty crazy, that whole story.
Yeah.
So I was
It's
thinking
very-
Yeah,
pretty
I love
high.
that
I was
shit.
thinking 70s, 80s, but then
Oh, he's falling down. He's falling down.
Uh-oh.
Tim brought
no.
up Elon, the one true Elon.
The one.
And I think NASA's kind of losing their grip. I think there's other companies moving
Boring
in.
company.
Well,
Yeah.
NASA and Elon work hand in hand. Like,
yeah. They're working together.
yeah.
on that.
SpaceX.
You didn't bring Elon into this. earlier.
SpaceX contracts for
Well,
NASA. So
Yeah,
I don't mean on Project
He's got-
Bluebeam, but
Oh,
I mean
okay. I
they
thought you
work.
meant on Bluebeam.
No. Elon probably knows about Bluebeam, but
He might.
he might
Yeah.
be the laser man.
That's
That's
maybe why
probably
he's so
why
scared
he's-
of AI.
that's probably why he's sending like 2,600 satellites into space to get
Right.
all those lasers going
Yeah.
for the laser show. He's prepping for the laser show.
So overall, I'm gonna give it like
Can't
a
wait, dude.
give it like
I
a
get my Pink Floyd.
give it like a 74%.
74?
okay,
Okay,
74.
okay.
Still
All right.
believe.
Okay, I can appreciate. I thought he was going below 50 there for a second. But.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Keep
I
it
thought
high.
I lost him.
Yeah. Hey, well, everyone was keeping high. Even Griff, we got a slash, but the second half of the slash was pretty high.
Hey,
so that's a
it's-
positive.
It's a good theory too. Though. It's like
Yeah,
it'd
it
be
is
like a
good.
good movie or something.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Dude,
Like
I would
it's
like
a-
to see this made
That'd
into
be
a well-
movie.
plot.
It's a well thought out narrative. I just don't think it's true.
Yeah. Well, Keith, I mean, solid work, man. We appreciate that. This is a good one. So, what do you guys think out there? Let us know. Hit us up. Anythingbutcredible@gmail.com if you want the email directly, or you can go and check us out. Anythingbutcredible.com. You can hit us up through there. Let us know what you're thinking. All right, all right. So it sounds like we have a little bit of weekly weirdness. Let's get into a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. I want to start by saying this, guys. We talked about this on this podcast before. One of the big things is, I think it might be the same guy. Actually, is I don't know if you remember, but late 2017, and actually I think a time before that too, in the middle of the year, was the end of the world dates.
Oh,
that's a thing.
There's
right?
always always a new one coming right around the corner.
Yeah. Well, as we're recording this, we're actually recording this on Friday, 4/20. But the new
Weed, man.
the day, I think actually the new date
Grateful
For the-
Dead
for
Day
the,
at Busch
um,
Stadium. Weird.
for the world to end is the 23rd. So I think that's Monday, right?
Of
Is
this
this when
month?
this comes out? Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Let's get out of here and start doing something cool.
Dude, yeah. I gotta go.
I think it's our boy, David Mead. We've talked about him before.
Oh.
He's one of the most. He's actually
Yeah.
he's always
shit.
predicting.
He
shit.
knows things.
Good guy, terrible
Hasn't been right yet.
mathematician.
Hasn't been right yet.
He only-
He knows
He
things.
only needs to be right once.
Yep.
So the whole thing about this is,
One
And-
right way to make a light bulb.
and I think this is the same thing that he was saying back last year, which it looks like, according to what I'm looking at, is the last call that he said the last day the world would be was September 23rd, 2017. And the whole, I remember talking about this with
think
you guys
he was
in the Soulard studio, was about that the planet Nibiru was
Yeah.
going to
Planet X.
cover I can't remember if it would run into Earth or cover something that would run into Earth, right? It was something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it
Anyway,
was something like that.
Or
predicts-
his gravity was going to sling us out
Yeah.
of, the, out
Yeah.
of our solar system.
So
Or-
he
Orbit
predicts.
or something.
So he
Fun,
predicts
fun.
that in September 23 of 17. It doesn't happen. Then I think we talked about it again when he made another prediction in October of that same year,
Yeah.
2017,
bold.
and it didn't happen.
Just
And
get
then
right back.
he made it again, extended it to November. And I know you guys remember that because one of the theories we talked about was the numerology of the number 23 or whatever. That
Yeah.
was his calling. And it's just so funny that now we're
Like the
at
Jim
April
Carrey movie?
23rd. What?
Like the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you remember talking about that? It was like everything was related to that. And we actually talked about
Was
the
I
Jim
here?
Carrey movie. I would think
I
so.
think I might
but
not have been here. on
I
that
don't
one.
know.
You
I
got
don't
you
know.
got to space him out a little more to get some hype behind it.
Yeah,
He's barely given
exactly.
enough time to get out.
Yeah.
I We're barely on it.
Make
Like, the normal people definitely don't even know
The
about it.
Mayans gave us 2012 years to hype that up.
Yeah, right.
Come on, dude.
So here's a direct statement from NASA. NASA said in a 2012 statement, if Nibiru or Planet X were real and headed for an encounter with the Earth, astronomers would have been tracking it for at least the past decade, and it would be visible by now to the naked eye.
Yeah, no shit. Like, seriously.
It's like he's not even,
It's a
he's not
fucking
even trying
planet.
anymore.
I think he's just like, no, it's gonna be May 5th. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's But here, the funny thing is that it keeps moving, and it just seems like for all the rest, as long as David Meade is alive and we are alive,
No, he'll just keep
it sounds
pushing
like
numbers
the
out.
date will just follow us throughout life.
It sounds like he rides a bike.
I think he might be saving.
You're gonna offend a lot of people.
I
by
think you
saying
guys
that.
are missing the clear plot here. The world was going to end on all these days, and David Meade somehow finding a way to save us all.
Oh, okay.
He's a hero.
I didn't know that he did that. I thought he just predicted.
He predicted and then moved a planet.
And solved.
Wow.
Yeah, he moved
So,
the planet with his.
I'm not gonna-
with lasers actually.
I don't want to get into all this because this article is actually really, really good and it goes into super detail. It's on the you guys can find it on nationalgeographic.com. They did a whole thing, but they were talking about like in history, like 65 AD philosophers in 65 AD in the 4th, 17th, 15th century.
It doesn't stop.
This has been a thing. But
Every generation of humanity has thought that they're living in
Yeah.
the end times.
Right.
Every single one.
Everyone wants to be cool.
Yeah, well, 'cause it's hard to imagine
Everybody's
things going
doing
on
it,
without you. It's just part of the human ego. Is that things are going to go on, but I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to think that everything's going to end.
I am.
The whole
end
movie
all,
comes to an
be
end
all.
when I come to an end. You know. Yeah.
But
Right.
I am the one true Highlander, so.
okay. Well,
live
I've been
forever.
wondering who that.
I am the one.
All right, so yeah, go check that article out. NationalGeographic.com is pretty solid. They do a lot of facts that we're just way too uncredible to be talking about that kind of shit.
That's
But
true.
Let's move on. Anybody, Keith, you got something over there?
Detroit Zoo is offering first 1,000 visitors
Free animal.
buckets of zoo poo.
I don't want it
Why?
personally.
Fertilizer?
I feel like that's an insult, right?
That's what
Here,
they're
take
saying.
our shit.
It,
Yeah,
well,
I will
it's all
punch
in a
somebody in the face.
it's all in a build up to Earth Day, and they're showing how efficient their zoo is ran because they take all their animal waste and turn it into methane, and that's how their animal hospital runs. And
I mean, that's
then
They're giving away,
kinda-
they're
that's
giving
kinda
away their
cool.
That's
fuel
cool.
for free.
That is cool.
But I don't want it.
But are they really going to give a bucket to each person? though?
Yeah.
first 1,000.
Oh, I would fucking hit somebody.
So
joke.
the byproduct after they use it as fuel is fertilizer, and they're offering the
Called
first
it.
1,000 people buckets of poo.
Yo, dude, I can get like
I don't want it.
fertilizer.
Yeah, I can go shit in my fucking
Like
backyard
free
and get the
fertilizer?
same thing.
Maybe it's a cool bucket.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's
Susan Park used to have big mounds of horse shit. If you want some free fertilizer, I can show you the exact spot.
You would know the exact spot
would.
where to find a bunch of horse shit.
I do.
That's because
He's proud of it.
because he's full of it.
I was gonna say besides spewing right in front of his face.
Oh.
Next.
Probably your.
Okay, I got one here. I saw this on NPR today, actually, and I shouldn't laugh. It's really bad, but that was just one of these things where I was just like, what the fuck? Here's the headline. Former 911 operator
Oh,
who cut
no.
short thousands of calls
What a dick.
is sentenced to jail. But before I ask you this,
How long?
I want to tell you how long. So you heard that. She's known for cutting calls short. The 911
Yeah.
emergency. How long of a jail sentence did she serve?
Thousands of calls, right?
It says thousands. Yeah.
I'm-
1 year probation.
I'm hoping hundreds of years,
1 year probation.
like life
I don't know,
sentences.
1,000 calls, maybe.
I'm not
there's
saying
like
that's what she deserved,
a
but
murder or
she probably got a year
something,
probation
or
or
a-
something.
something that she's
probably
responsible
got, like,
for. I'm
10
gonna give her
months.
like 25.
I bet she didn't go to jail.
25 what?
25 years.
I bet it's 10,
I bet she doesn't
10
go.
weeks or something stupid.
I bet she
It
didn't go
probably
to
is.
jail.
No jail at all.
I bet she did
What?
probation.
Wow,
I bet
we
she
gotta-
did probation.
No, I'm asking Griff.
Yeah, I'm saying probation
Okay.
or something.
All right. Well, here's the sentence. Let's see. Crenshonda Williams was sentenced to 10 days and 18 months probation
Are you
for
serious?
on
It's close.
2 counts of interfering with an emergency telephone call.
How long did this happen for?
She's quoted as saying this to ending one of the calls. Quote, "Ain't nobody got time for this."
Okay.
It's
I like her now.
But it's not funny though because like you're calling an emergency 911 and she's telling you nobody's got time for this and hangs up on you.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a
Sorry,
good thing.
What city was this again?
This is in Harris County. Oh, Houston.
Oh,
This is in Houston.
How long was she a 911 operator?
It says Williams worked at a Houston Emergency Center for about a year and a half before she was fired in
Oh my God.
2016.
Her boss should be somewhat loud.
Yeah.
Her supervisors had realized Williams was responsible for cutting off emergency calls after just a few seconds, often
man.
forcing callers to try again and to wonder why they couldn't get help. That'd be awful.
I've heard of people being put on.
Here we go. Here's
She worked for less than 2 years.
Here's a great
Put
one.
on hold.
At the time, Williams reportedly told police that she simply didn't want to talk to anyone. Her attorney tried backing her up
wrong
by saying
job, honey.
she was going through a
Yeah.
hard time in her life at that when she
Oh
said
my
that
God.
statement. Like
The
don't say
people
that.
calling you are going through a harder time.
Yeah, no
Like,
shit.
everyone's going to work hungover. Like, oh man, I just don't feel like talking to anybody.
I do get that, but
You know what her punishment should be?
wrong job.
No matter what emergency in her life, nobody answers.
Nobody helps
no,
her.
for real.
She's
She's
blacklisted.
Yeah.
permanently blocked
all
from
of-
911.
Yeah.
So they did call
That would be
one
great.
serious story, and this is just one of 1,000. Now, granted, people call 911 for the ridiculous
Yeah.
in the city.
yeah,
A big
Hon-
thing is
Honestly,
like,
what the person said, ain't nobody got time for that. It might have been fair.
I bet.
My toilet's leaking. Ain't nobody got time
Yes,
for that.
I bet
have-
900
yeah.
of those. I would probably side with her, even though she should.
Yeah,
hang
there's
up,
probably
but
just
Yeah.
a
you
few
still
that
got
are
to
bad.
take the
You
call
can't
though.
hang
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
True.
still. So here's they play on one story. They go into about one of the callers, Buster Penley, who his wife
Nobody has time for
his
that
wife's-
name.
his
fake
wi-
ass name.
Yeah.
his wife collapsed in front of him. She ended up having she ended up having a blood clot in her lungs.
Ooh.
And so but called Crescenda or whatever her name is. And let's see. When he called 911, he said he held the phone in one hand, kept trying to CPR with other. The 911 operator answered the phone and she said, "This is Crescendo. May I help you? My wife's passed out. I need an ambulance." And she said, "Okay," and hung up.
Did he get the ambulance?
He did because he called back and got another.
Oh,
Dispatcher, which is-
man.
That one's not cool. That one's not cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying because out of thousands, this happened. We talked about dumb stuff like fireworks or your toilets running, whatever. But there's
Yeah.
also serious things
Should
where
just say
I'd be
okay and
super
hang up.
pissed if I called and said that and like, oh, good story, man. Click.
would you not go
Yeah.
down to the wait,
What's the
if
point?
Keith passed out and we did that, would we not as soon as he was okay? Would we not go down to the fucking station and be
Yeah.
like, which one of you
Yeah.
dickheads answered the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
Crescendo. Come over here.
I just can't. It
Got
blows.
some
It blows my
words.
mind that it's not even a. She disconnected so many calls that she got arrested. Like,
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
that's
wow. You know what I mean?
not cool.
No, it's
Not,
It's
not great.
Is that not crazy though? What? Get a different job.
Yeah.
If you really
Yeah.
hated them, if you don't want to talk to people, like just get a different
There are
job.
so-
You're
so
really
many-
fucking with people, man. Like
Yeah.
you really are. I don't know.
Find a job that you can be shitty at and doesn't hurt people.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Just don't
exactly.
be putting people. Keep them in danger. It's like
So
Yeah.
10 days.
in 2 years probation. Well, actually, a year and a half. Not even 2 years probation. Griff over here was calling for no jail. We're not
I
calling.
wasn't calling, but
No,
I was
he
saying that.
shouted.
He was-
Yeah,
he was
he-
guessing.
That was my guess.
He was the
Yeah.
closest though.
I was hoping that
was.
like they would take that one call where his wife collapsed, she died, and then they would blame her for like
The death.
partial manslaughter or something like
Yeah.
that, and then she would get tagged on.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like, how
I
could she
hope.
not? If
But
even
obviously
how
they
could
didn't
she
have
even
not?
then with like negligent manslaughter or something like that.
Yeah,
a lot of
something like
times,
that.
if it's your first offense, you won't necessarily do real prison time for
Mm.
that type of thing. It depends
Are
very
you a
much. on
fucking lawyer?
First of all,
I watched a lot of Law and Order growing up.
Okay, let's move on. This
okay.
is we're talking about uncredible.
85%
We're
over
talking about
here.
anything but
Check
credible.
me, check me. Law and Order doesn't.
This is how credible our show is. That Griff's giving out fucking jail sentences off of Law
the
and Order.
stories are ripped from the headlines. Okay,
Keith,
come on.
what do you got over there, man?
People in California are being trapped in their houses by guess what?
What?
Earthquakes.
Tumbleweeds.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
big of a pussy do you have to be?
What? Come on.
It's a lot.
No.
It's a lot of
It's,
tumbleweeds.
it's a lot of tumbleweeds, dude. A lot. Like 2
Oh.
stories high
Oh
in
wow,
some
that's like
cases.
a snow. Like you're snowed
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Like,
That shit's crazy.
Are
Yeah.
tumbleweeds sharp? Do you think would they like scratch you and shit? Or like,
I mean, I
Would it
don't
hurt to
know.
touch
I
it?
don't know.
Literally never seen
but,
anything.
me neither. I've never. Us Midwesterners don't get that.
no, because we didn't choose to live in a desert.
Ooh, bazinga.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying we didn't set up shop in a desert. So,
No, that's true. That's
but
very
yeah,
true.
tumbleweeds trapping people in their houses.
And do we know what is causing this many tumbleweeds? I don't
Why
know.
are there so many
Yeah,
tumbleweeds?
it's
Do you think-
extra windy over there.
Exactly. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts were happening in this California
It's been a
town.
windy week.
Can somebody? This
Uh,
might be a super
it
stupid
has.
question, but
It
can
has.
somebody? what type? When we say tumbleweed, like,
Where's that coming from?
What are they made of? Or is it like sticks or like a bunch of shit?
I think a bunch of shit that just tumbled together.
Just like grass and
I guess.
stuff.
I don't know.
It's so weird.
It's
Man.
just like parts of long, like tall grass.
What do you think the first person that saw tumbleweed just go across the street was like, what the fuck is that?
What's that ball of stuff?
Why is it bouncing like that? What is it? What is that made of? I just feel like I'd have so many questions.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snowstorm, but instead it's over on the West Coast tumbleweed storm.
Yeah,
a tumbleweed is a structural part of the above ground anatomy of a number of species of plants.
Oh, okay.
A diaspore that once it's mature and dry detaches from its root or stem and tumbles away in the wind. So it's like one plant.
It's one thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's even weirder. I feel like
That is.
like it's one plant that just rips off and just turns into a ball. It just all goes. That's okay. I'm gonna spend too much time thinking about it.
And that might be the way they like spread their seeds.
That sounds like a YouTube deep dive.
Yeah,
how a tumbleweed starts off.
For sure.
Yeah, let's watch a time lapse video. Of this.
Okay, I do have another story, but it's really not worth mentioning. Keith, you got anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay, anybody else before we get out of here? Okay, listen, let's end up the weekly weirdness. We'll seal that, and then we'll do some shout outs as we always do, and then we'll head out of here. Would anyone like to start with shout outs?
I will. Sure. My sister Emily Buckley.
Yeah.
Her 30th birthday
Shout out
is tomorrow.
and happy birthday. The big 3-0. Dirty 30, they say.
Yeah. So
Yeah, shout out.
going down there to celebrate tomorrow should be fun.
Yeah, Rala, right?
Rala.
Okay.
Dude.
Shout out to the Rala people over there. Killer, you got anything? Anybody?
Yeah. Shout out to Keanu Reeves.
Okay, I love that.
I keep hearing stories about Keanu and how down to earth and cool he is.
He's the coolest guy ever.
And I just saw the Subway video.
Oh, for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really old though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
But never cared to look it up.
Like riding the subway.
Yeah. And
But he
then
like helped somebody out.
Well, he
he,
was just riding the subway, just sitting
Oh, he
down.
gave his seat for somebody.
Yeah,
yeah,
no bodyguards, nothing else around him, just kind of blended in, and then
doesn't need
He doesn't. Obviously, he doesn't need one.
and then like a
Can't
lady.
pick on anyone.
Seen John
Yeah.
Wick.
He's the one.
Well,
the one.
yeah, he is the one.
He's John
Oh,
Wick.
that's
And then,
He can
Sorry.
fly.
well, yeah, like a lady walked past, and he's
He's made
like,
of
"Hey,
lasers.
you want my seat?"
Yeah.
Like, sweet, excellent.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. So, found new goal in life. I want to meet Keanu.
Yeah. It's
Wanna
funny.
meet the
No,
dude.
for sure. I mean, the guy's cool. It's funny that you say that too, because one of the recent Joe Rogans, they were kind of podcasts, they were talking about that for a second. But the other thing too is that like he has this weird thing where I feel like everybody thinks he's so cool that even when he's out, people know who he is. Somebody did who was videotaping, but nobody's like bum rushing him because they just know that he's so chill that no one's like, like snapping pics or anything. And he's just
The
like,
last thing you
"What's
want to
up?"
do is get a crowd around him because they'll just start throwing people left and right.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
he can
that's
fight
really
like,
stuck on the
like
Matrix.
hundreds of people at one time.
yeah.
Joe, I got it. Next time
I've seen it.
if we ever do the Matrix, the thery on the movie The Matrix, I want to have you here.
I'm in.
Well, have we?
Some say that he is not, that Neo
Is
is
not the one?
So I'm gonna say
Oh man.
Well,
that there is another.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
Oh, that'll take you down a deep hole. I'm telling you.
Trinity?
No.
Who would be the one?
Probably the offspring of Trinity and
You're
Neo.
both wrong. You're
Oh
both
wow.
Don't know-
Morpheus is the one.
No, you're both.
just
you gotta,
found the
now you gotta
one.
look it up. Yeah, you gotta look it up.
God damn it,
All right.
Nick.
Well, anything else, Keith? I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off there.
Oh, I know.
I'm with
yeah.
you on the Keanu tip though.
Oh well,
Film
yeah. That
series.
that was brought up because I subscribed to a subreddit. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's all about Keanu and how awesome he is.
He's
Sounds
he's
cool.
The, he's
Yeah,
a legend. Dude.
somebody, some fans broke into his house in the '90s, and he didn't call the cops. He ended up having a beer with him.
Nice.
He's the man.
That's how Keanu rolls.
Yeah, dude. He's the man.
Also, shout out Cardinals baseball. Shout out to you, the fans, and
BRFB or something.
What?
what?
Or, no, what is it? Greatest. What's the acronym? Best fans of baseball.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what that is.
BFB.
Something like that.
No, that's
Sure.
too simple.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, shout out to my family. I don't know.
Flo Helle.
Oh,
Nobody.
I always forget the guest, dude.
That's all right.
I am the worst,
For
dude.
that Squatch report, we gotta give some shout outs.
That was like the most in-depth Squatch report I've ever had too.
It was pretty
That
solid,
is true.
actually.
That is true.
He brought out he actually looked at notes and like brought out for his report was like, he actually took notes for us. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, you got anything to shout out?
My family and my sister Jen.
Yeah.
She had her reveal party.
Oh, shout
having
out.
a girl, not to be outdone by my other sister Stephanie, pregnant again now.
Wow. Congrats
Oh,
to
shout
the
out.
Helle
Soon to be
family.
triple Unc Joe.
Wow. Triple Unc. Wow.
Just killing me.
Griff's getting really jelly over here. Well, shout out and congrats to everybody. And shout out. Yeah, for sure. For me, guys, I have two quick shout outs. Number one, shout out to my dad, the Big Bob.
What up, Bob?
And his birthday, possibly one of the all time
Happy birthday,
celebratory
Bob.
420 is his birthday throughout his life.
That's
Can you
true.
imagine throughout the 70s, 80s? I can only imagine the birthdays that he probably had some good ones.
the
That's all
hair.
I can say. Yeah. So shout out to him for sure. Also, I do want to shout out, man. I just want to shout out to the people out there. Oh, it's kind of like this is kind of very broad in general, but I want to shout out to our society, man, our culture, because of one thing.
Whoa.
In one aspect.
What up?
I'm a big guy. I love sampling. That's one of my like things that I'm into. And I just, when stuff happens on the internet, they say the internet's undefeated. It is, because something happens, somebody samples it and makes it into something else, and it goes viral. For instance, the yodeling kid.
The yodeling remix is pretty lit.
And somebody takes that video, turns into a song, and it's actually
Pretty cool.
and it's
Yeah, I
everywhere,
like
and it blows up. I mean, so my shout outs to anybody who out there who is creating anything, just keep going. Okay, just keep doing it. That's my shout out. Shout out to you guys. All right, let's get out of here. Episode 87 in the books. Man, 88. I want to say, I have to look at the schedule, but I feel like somebody's coming on. I want to say one of the usuals, maybe Scally. I don't know. I have to look at that. But either way, it's going to be a good time. We appreciate Joe coming on for the Squatch Report. We'll have him back on at some point when he gets back from Chicago, just to check in. Why not? Also, guys, listen. Tell a friend. Find us anywhere that you get your podcast, except for Spotify. As of yet, they're still won't open the door
Sons
for
of
us.
bitches.
I know. Let's see what else. Hit us up if you go to Apple Podcasts, man. Hit us up and leave us a rate and review. We always appreciate that. Also, don't forget about the new-ish website, anythingbutcredible.com. You can hit us up through there if you want to send us, or hit us up directly, anythingbutcredible@gmail.
Are the calendars up there yet?
No calendars. We have the calendars made. I'm
getting a little preview of the calendar night.
Yeah, we're working on trying to incorporate that into the website in case somebody wants them. We're also working on other things as far as merch and dumb stuff that you guys should be able to grab from the website. But I'll let you know when all that gets settled through. But man, we also schedule-wise is getting interesting for us, so we'll keep you updated on that. But there might be in the next coming weeks, we might be off, we might not be. I don't know, but we'll fill you in. Either way, it's good to be back. We're glad that you checked in with us. Have a good week. We will see you next week. Can somebody take us out on a dad joke?
Yeah. What kind of shoes do kidnappers wear?
What?
Sneakers?
Knickers?
Oh, sneakers. That's a good one.
White Vans.
Wow. I thought you
Go the
had
other
him.
direction.
I thought you
Yeah,
had
I
him,
get it.
Griff. Griff's actually mad that he didn't get that right. At first. He's just like, damn it. I thought.
White fans are kind of sneakers.
I think he shot
Wait,
a 60%.
I said shoes, not
technicality.
sneakers.
You said
I
sneakers.
said sneakers.
Oh.
'Cause they're
Oh, he's saying that he's not wrong. This is why he.
Yeah.
This is why he shoots
my
85%.
Just
So
like
he's,
can rationalize myself into being right
You're
in any
bullshit.
case.
He'll just talk himself into being right out of in any conversation.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, no, I wasn't wrong.